Hello everyone, my name is Nilendra and today I'm going to explain how we can create the architecture of the Angular, and we mainly focus on the Angular 11 which is one of the latest version, and apart from that I'm going to explain you the module level routing as well, how we can use the routing by creating a new module. So without wasting the time, let's jump into the work. So I created a folder Angular POC1 and I'm going to open the command line interface by using that. So there are a couple of things that you can do. The first thing is that you have to install the node in your system, and if you have node in your system installed, then you can put this command npm install fng is for the global level. And now we are going to install the Angular CLI, that is command line interface given by Angular. With the help of this command line interface, we can do a lot of things very quickly, such as creating a component, creating a project, and we can run the application as well. We can create the modules and we can do the routing as well. So this is very helpful for us. All right. So just created it, and this command and gfn version is to check the version of things that you installed. So this is the version of the CLI is visible for you with the node version as well. So let me just clear it. And now we are going to create a folder. I mean the project, and there is a command that we can use. It's new. Then you use the command to create a project, and when the moment you hit this ng new command by giving the name of the project that you are planning to install. For example, I am going to build a project called demo. So it will going to create the entire architecture for us. So it is pretty simple for us, but before that, is going to ask you a couple of questions. So, so it is going to ask you, would you like to add Angular routing? Yes, because we are going to use it. And apart from that, they are asking you the css files whichever you want to use. So right now I just click on css because we are just using this particular project to give you demos. So let's see. So now it will going to create the entire folder structure for us. So behind the scene, let me show you. So this demo folder which we created, and all these dependencies now is going to be installed inside it. So installing packages, as you can see this. So this there is a node modules now folder is going to be created, as you can see this. Inside that, all the dependencies are going to be created, and all these dependencies will come, I mean where we mentioned is inside the package.json, inside this particular file. The moment it is going to be created, I'll show you how we can run it. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. So the main folder where we have to work is inside the src folder, which is visible to you guys. Inside the src folder, what will happen? There are a couple of folders. Asset folder is someone where we can put our images and all the assets inside this particular folder. And environment folder is something which is giving you the TypeScript file for environment. I mean for the production and the dev environment. So let me show you. So as you can see this, the production is false here. So this particular file we are using only for the dev environment kind of work. And the main.ts is the main file where the application actually starts, and there is a method called bootstrap module. Inside that we inject a module called app module, which is you can say that the root module, right? So this method is very important, and you can change the module as well here. So this is completely customizable. But right now we have module called app module. So let's see. Yes. So now everything is complete. So before going to to any operations. Let me first change the folder. Alright, so let me show you quickly. So whenever you want to run the application, you have to use the command ngserv -o. The moment you click on -o, it will automatically going to open your application in the browser. So when these things will work in the background, let me just include a folder in Visual Studio Code so that you can just take a look at the entire architecture of the Angular that we created right now. So this is the package.json file. So this command we just used, ngserv. For build, we can use ngbuild as well. And these are the commands for end-to-end testing and testing as well. Apart from that, as you can see, there are dependencies and tab dependencies available. Okay, so this package.json file is very important, and all these node modules, whatever the node modules are created here inside this, is going to be created because we have given all these dependencies and tab dependencies here in the package.json file. Okay, now let me go inside the SRC folder. So there is an app folder which is very important for us, and now we are going to do all the manipulations and the work inside this particular folder. So as you can see this, the moment you create the architecture, there are a couple of files which is going to be created, like app component. That is a default component now is going to be created. Every component is having CSS, HTML, spec.ts, component.ts files. So whenever you are going to create a component, these four files are going to be created automatically. App.module.ts. So this one is the root module which we just talked about. So inside the module, when you create a module, you have to give the declaration, the name of the component inside the declaration. Import. Import is something just like we have browser module and app routing module imported inside this particular app module.ts. So now when I'm going to create our own module, that particular module also we have to inject it inside here as well. Bootstrap the app component, which I already explained you. Now this file is app routing module.ts. So what happened? This is the route file. So there are two important imports: router module and routes. That is a part of the Angular router. So these routes, as you can see, that this is an array, right? So you can pass the array of object inside it by giving a path, and the component associated to that particular path. Okay, so this is the root module. As you can see this, so there is a for root because this routing is associated with the root module. So that's why. So the moment when I created a child module, the file that is created, routing file that we create that is created for that particular module is for child. So let me show you. So this is just the quick overview. Okay, so now it is going to ask you like, okay, all right. So let's see. The file is now going to be created for us. So this is the folder structure. Now I'll try to run the application, and I have given the command like ngserv -o. So it's going to open our application in the browser. But before that, it is going to create a bundle for us. Okay. So Angular 11 also provide you a very good feature called hot module replacement, and that is something which is an updated feature provided in the Angular 11. It was previously also available, but you have to enable it. But now that is something which you can maintain with the help of a command called hyphen HMR. Okay, so what happened? What is the advantage of that particular component? The main advantage of that particular component is that uh, whenever you are doing any manipulation in this particular line or somewhere, right? So instead of loading the entire page, it will just change that particular value and it will not going to render the entire or load the entire particular page. So the name of the concept is hot module replacement. All right. So now, as you can see, this a lot of stuff available in that particular page. So those things are coming from here. So let me just summarize it by quickly creating. component. So I did the changes here just to show you that how we can manipulate the things. And the moment when you do changes, it recompiled this. As you can see this. Okay. So the root module is now going to be associated here. Now let me create some modules for you so that I can show you the routing. So the command to create the module is ngm. M is the short form for the module. You can write down module as well. So the name of the module I have to give. So I'm going to give the module name as admin. And now I would like to use the routing as well. So I'm giving hyphen routing. So as you can see this, now it created a folder called admin. Inside the admin folder, created two files, routing.module.ts and admin.module.ts. So let me show you those files quickly first. So as you can see this particular folder is now created. We close everything from here so that I can explain you the things properly. So there is admin module.ts file. So now previously I show you the module.ts file, this one app.module.ts file. So inside that you can see that what's the main difference between it. The routing file associated inside is app routing module and of course the browser module. Okay. But now an admin module .ts file, which file is now import inside it is admin routing module, which is created here, and the common modules, of course, that is a mandatory thing. Now I go inside this routing file. As I told you initially also, this particular module is a child level module that we created, so the routing file is also associated with this particular module, so it is showing you for child, not like for root. Okay, and rest of the things are same. So before we before explaining you everything related to the module or the routing, let me just do one more thing. So now, as you can see this, we created a folder called admin, the module. So now we have to create some components as well for this particular module. I repeat, we have to create the components only for this particular module. So the command should be like ngg and c for component, or you can write down. But we want to give we want to create this particular component for this specific module. So we have to give the name of the module as well, admin slash, and the name of the component. For example, we are giving the name of the component home. So when this component is going to be created, it will have all four files like HTML, spec.ts, .ts, CSS. And now, as you can see, this the last one is update admin module.ts. So let me show you what exactly it will going to be update here. So this particular home component now is going to be injected, the imported, and it is a part, and this is something which is automatically going to become here inside the declaration. Alright, so now let me create another component. Okay, so component that I'm going to create is about. So now as you can see this, it's very easy. By using the CLI we can create the stuff so quickly and easily. Now again the about component now directly came here inside the declaration the moment you created a component inside this particular module. So let me close the folder now. When I open the folder admin, you can see there are two components inside this particular module, not outside this particular module. Okay, so these four files, you can see this. Let me go to the home component. Okay, so this is the HTML content available here for about words. Okay, sorry. All right. So now we created two components, and let me show you the routing now. So for routing, the first thing that you have to do, we have to go inside the routing file. So for this particular module, which we created admin, we have a routing file called admin routing module.ts. So first of all, I have to import the components here. Home slash home component display. The name I have to give is the name of the home component. Okay. Similarly, I have to import the home component as well. And I'm going to give you similarly just like above, we have to give the name home and about home. And now this is the route and we have to create array of object. Yeah. Inside this we have to specify the path. Okay. And what path actually we have to do. Okay, now we have to give the component and inside the component we have to pass the name. For example, when the user directly try to hit, we just copy it. When the user hit HTTP call directly without clicking on anything like home or something, by default the page or the component that renders here is home component. Now I have to just copy it, paste it here. Okay. Now the path that I have to use for home also we need to render this thing for about. We have to render the about component. So as you can see this, it's very easy by using a framework like Angular to do the routing and to do a lot of stuff. I mean, you can create a component module very easily. So we have given the array of uh, object inside this particular routes, and we declare the path and the component associated to that particular path. Okay. Now what else we can do now to run this particular routing? So let me close this. Let me close everything from here so that I can explain you the things better. So I told you in the starting, right? So when we create a module, we have to inject that module inside app.module.ts. So first of all, to do that, we have to import it. Import, because that's a child module. Okay. So admin module that we created, so we have to import it, right? So let me just quickly show you. So this is admin module. So I'm just copy this admin module and I'm passing it inside the imports. So this is the root module. Now this root module is having admin module, the cat module injected inside it. Right. So I can do the routing stuff here. So let me remove this. Show you quickly. Yeah. And the thing that we have to do is to use the router link. So router link attribute we have to use to achieve the routing. So just for the demo point of view, try to write some raw HTML without putting any style or something inside it. Yeah, this is what it does. Now the most important thing that you have to do is to inject all router outlet. Okay, so let's see how it works. So let me run quickly the router outlet you have to inject here, and all of that you are using the router link just to achieve the routing. So this is a very basic example of the routing by using the modules, by creating your own module. And the architecture, how we can create the architecture, I already explained you that as well. So in the Angular 11, what they introduced a lot of new things. First thing I already told you that, and apart from that, they introduce experimental Webpack 5 support as well. Okay, they remove a lot of things in the feature called housekeeping. I mean, they remove the support of previous version like 9, 10, and apart from that, the build process is now going to become very much faster in this, and they are now going to support TypeScript 4.0 version as well. And yes, there is automatic inlining of the fonts as well, which is going to increase the build process. And there are some improved reporting and logging as well. So I think now the page is available. So by default, it's HTTP. I mean the local host for 200. It is going to render this home. Why? Because I explain you this. If you go to the admin module, admin routing, by default the path, if there is a path, default path, then we are rendering the home component. For home, we are rendering home. For about, we are rendering about. So the moment when I click on about, as you can see this, routing works and the content does not change. And the path should be like slash about. The moment I click on home, it will going to show you the HTML present in this particular component. So this is all about the routing, the architecture, and I explain you. I explain you the very good. You can say that one of the best feature of the Angular 11, that is hot module replacement. And yeah, so that's it from my side. Thank you so much for watching it.